Once each person has saved their individual plans with the baseline, then we can put all the individual plans together into a consolidated plan, which becomes the master plan for the project. To do that, we need to open a new MS Project file under File, Backstage, and New, and Create. Once we've done that, we can give the file a title by going into Format and opening the project summary task. We can double click that and call this a common project and click OK. And then we're ready to insert the different group members files. I'm going to go into task or into project here and click insert under sub projects under insert, and then I'm going to choose the individuals who have saved their baselines. These are the plans with the baselines. I'm going to insert them in there, and by opening them up like this, I can see I get this little insert project icon, which shows that this project is embedded in the common project. And there's also one here for Jens. I can also link the projects between each other. For example, if I wanted this to be done first and this to be done second, I would link them together. But before I do that, I'm just going to scroll to task by clicking Control, Shift and F5 so I can see my tasks. And as I said, I can link them together. For example, this one could be the first link in one file, and this could be linked to the next file here by clicking there, by holding the control and then going into task and clicking link, and we can see a link between these tasks. I'm just going to go back one. If I open the tracking Gantt in the consolidated file, the common file, and scroll to, you can see it looks like we've got a baseline on this consolidated project, but in fact the baseline shown here is for the individual projects. If I click project and look into the report of this consolidated project, I will see that there is no baseline as yet. So I'm going to select the project summary here, and you can see here there is no baseline saved as yet. So before I do any follow-up on the individual projects, I need to save a baseline here. And obviously I do that in the same way as before by going into the project tab and set baseline and click set baseline. And even though nothing has changed here, if I look at the report again for the consolidated project, I can see there is a baseline now. So you can see the collective cost of the two projects in this consolidated project is 32,000 krona, and the number of hours is 160 and is 11-day duration with a start finish date here. Once I've done this, I can save this in a common drive somewhere, but I must not move it, because if I do that, then these embedded projects will not be able to find its way to the common project. So I'm going to save this as a common project in the same place, in this case, as I have my individual projects, which is here, and I'll say yes to all, and now it's saved. I can close it down, and I can open the individual project of Anna, and I can begin to follow this individual project up. I can either follow it up here in the Gantt, or I can follow it up hour by hour in the task usage view. If I right click here and open the actual work field, then I can see I have an assignment with Anna on this task, and I can now follow this up. And the best way to follow it up is simply to put in the number of hours you've worked on the actual assignment. If we say I worked 3 hours here, I should have worked 2. When I click enter here, we'll see things change here, because the computer makes or the program makes a prognosis, and it says that, well, I've got 1.5 hours left, but I can reschedule. I can say, well, I don't want to work on Thursday. I want to do nothing on Thursday, do something else, and I'll work 2 hours there, and perhaps I'll work 2 hours the following Monday. I am now working outside the original plan, so when I click enter, it'll give me a warning that I'm working outside the original plan. That's okay. So I follow up again. I didn't do any hours there, but I did 3 hours here, and it says, well, there's 1 hour left, but I discover I'm finished. And in order to find out when I was finished, I can click on here. You can see the date is the 30th of the 4th, and I will update my task now by going into the task field and the update task box and find the 30th of the 4th, which is there. Click OK to that, and you can see the prognosis disappeared, and I have now got a tick here indicating that my project is 100% finished. I will also be able to see that here, that it's 100% finished, and the finish date is there. Alternatively, I could have also given the finish date a time, for example, by clicking the update box and writing the 30th of April, and here putting a space in between the 10 and the next digit, and I can write 2 o'clock on the 24-hour watch, and click OK, and it gives me a number of hours where I was finished. If I look in my project and my report, I will be able to see this report updating this project. I've saved 1.3 hours, which is equivalent to 225 krona, and the project is still on schedule, and the actual number of hours or the actual number of value worked is 975 krona, and there's 14,000 still left. If I now save this and close it and open my common project, I will be able to see that this has gone through to the common project. You can see already here Anna's has got her tick indicating that this task is finished. If I scroll to that task, I can see it's finished. I can see the day I had no hours working on it. And if I look at my my project calendar, I will be able to see that the saving is also gone through to the common project here. And that ends this video about the follow-up of tasks and the common project.